Hey guys, it's Grayson. Welcome if you are new, and welcome back if you are not new. If you have not already, pretty please subscribe to my channel, leave this video a thumbs up if you're feeling it, and ring that bell to get notified of when I upload. I upload twice a week. And if you're interested in more content, pretty please follow me over on my Instagram as well. I'm pretty much active on there every day, and we're just always doing fun stuff over there. Today we are here to talk about the Morphe x Nikita collection. You can see I already have the eye look on, so we're gonna have a whole conversation. I personally am not a fan of Nikita, and I know y'all are probably like, well then why did you buy this collection? Sorry, this is my natural hair, like bored straight, and I don't hardly ever wear it like this, and I am just messing with it like a ton. I can't get it to, like, I don't know, I just feel so weird because most of the time I curl my hair. But anyway, so I was intrigued by this collection strictly because I love Morphe, and so seeing the palette like in that aspect, like without thinking about the person attached to it, this palette looked fun to me, and it looked like it had a good mixture of like your kind of neutral situation, and then you can get into more color. And I love Morphe's formula, and we do have a glitter shade in here, and then we also had the Metamorphosis shade, which it got messed up because I used it, but it was that like marbled shade. I'll make sure I have like a picture of it thrown in, but I don't know. I was just intrigued by this. I've never tried anything from Nikita because her brand, Dragun Beauty, in my opinion, it is very lackluster, very high priced, and looks like kids makeup. So I never really give like a lot of my negative opinions, but I'm just being honest. None of her stuff has ever intrigued me. Also, I feel like her stuff is geared to like a certain type of audience. I don't know. And I also feel like there's a difference between being confident and being cocky, and I feel like she like is very entitled. I don't know. The only thing that ever really intrigued me about her brand recently was her Dragon Glass matte liquid lips, and they had a little mini set of these that they were selling with this collection. So I went ahead and got the palette, of course. I got the brush set, which comes with 7 brushes. I did use them strictly for this eye look. And then the little liquid lip situation, which I thought we would do together. Like I'd put one of these on with my look with you guys in this portion of the video. I did film me doing the eye look, which I will include toward the end of the video, so you guys can stick around if you're interested in seeing that. And let's go ahead and just talk about the palette first. So I wanted to use colors that, like, purples are hard to make, so I wanted to make sure that I was looking at something that is really going to show us like the performance of this palette. This palette did come wrapped in bubble wrap in a box, and it had a cover over the shadows. And in this palette, the shade names are on the palette. On the palette. I don't understand why Morphe only does this with like certain collabs or certain palettes, and then they switch back to putting the names on the protector, but I'm so over that. So the fact that the names are on this palette, good for Morphe for that. We do have this like really fun, like the packaging to me, when I look at this, I just get like a street racing vibe, which she did like do the whole Morphe x Dragun like logo on her car to run around and deliver PR to people and stuff like that. So this just gives me very much like street racing like vibes. So that's what I get from that. But then the palette itself, like I said, I was intrigued by these colors regardless of whose name was attached to it, so that's why I bought it. And these purples actually performed really, really well. We're going to talk a little bit more in depth about certain things. So I used like this entire pinks and purples portion right here, except for the one on the end here, but I did use the shade, and I'm not sure some of these names, like I'm sure there's meanings behind them. I did not like look up all her stuff, but I used the shade ABG as my base, which was this like magenta color here, and I felt like it blended out really nicely. It was extremely pigmented. And then I used Mama Dragun to deepen up my outer corner into the crease, and I felt like I really it was pigmented, but I really had to build it up because the color was like blending into this color to the point where like it didn't look any different. So I really had to like pack it on to get it to the point that I wanted it. And I used the shade Nikita on the lid before I put shimmers over top. I just like to usually have something that kind of like makes everything blend together really well, especially if I'm not gonna cut anything. And I use Sakura, the baby pink shade, to like blend everything out, and that worked really nicely as a shade for the purples to really blend everything, so that was nice. So all in all the like pinks and purples performed really well. I do have one of my eyes watering right now. This eye always likes to water anytime I want to wear lashes. That's like, even though I don't understand why, it just likes to water in this corner. But anywho, so the two shades that I used for the like shimmer on the lid are actually 3 shades. I lied. So I wanted to use Metamorphosis, which is that shade that like looks marbled, but then once you use it, it loses that marble effect. It all mixes together. And I also used Katana, and then I used the shade Estrogen. Love that shade name. But basically, when I looked at Metamorphosis before I like dug into it, I thought it was going to be leaning more onto the blue side of it, and so I thought maybe it was going to be a little brighter. It does feel like this like kind of wet formula, which I don't know if we've seen from Morphe before, but it comes out to be this like purple shade, but to me it gets like muddy, and that was not exciting to me, because to me it gets muddy. Like, to me this is not the like prettiest thing I've ever seen, and we'll do like one more swatch over top of it, but like I don't know, it gets muddy to me. And then I used, let's see, what was that, Katana? So I used Metamorphosis in the inner portion, and then I used this in like the center portion, and this was like more of what I was looking for in the Metamorphosis shade, so I was kind of upset that I didn't put that on the inner portion. Like, that's what I wanted this to be honest with you. And this gets kind of like, I don't know, gray, and like I said, it just gets kind of like muddy. So then over top of Metamorphosis, to brighten it up, I used Estrogen, which ended up being like the perfect thing to brighten it up, and it was really pretty. So I used that over top of that to make it brighter. And then I used this shade Nick as my inner corner highlight and brow bone highlight, which is, it worked really well for this look, going with like these more purpley cool tones. But if you went into like the more neutral tones in the palette, there's not really a good like inner corner highlight shade in my opinion. And the one shade that I was almost going to get into greens before I decided to get into purples, and I really wanted to swatch this Shigo shade because it's this like lime green. I'm noticing I did my swatches on the back of my hand, which I hardly ever do, but there's the shade Shigo. That's really pigmented, so that's really nice. Let's go ahead and swatch. It's BB boy, so like baby boy. And ooh, so these, okay guys, so these like matte shades are so pigmented. What is this one? This one is I don't know how to say that. It's right next to Shigo. It's R-A-S-E-N-G-A-N, Rasengan. I don't know. There's, like I said, there's probably meanings to these things that I don't know. But like, those are really pigmented. And all except for that Metamorphosis shade, which is like the shade everybody was freaking out about just because it was marbled in the pan. Like, I don't know. I'm like, whatever. So that's how I feel about that. Everyone saw it marbled in the pan and was like, ooh, and it's like, blah. Blah. And then let's go ahead and get into the glitter, because like we have to. And I don't even, these shades are in like a hot pink. Okay, so it's called Matrix. I really do like the colors in this glitter. That's like kind of insane. And then let's go ahead and pack her down right here. Okay, so I actually really like that glitter. It's got some blue, some pink, some purple, some green, and then whenever you put it all down, you can like see the shift of like, it's almost like a light green shift over top of the whole thing. So I feel like if you are into glitter, if you're gonna want to use glitter, that would be a really fun glitter to use. I feel like if, because honestly, when I was doing this look, I was thinking I didn't want to get into glitter, but honestly, if I would have tapped it over top of the lid, might have taken this look to the next level. Those are some of the just like really fun shades that I wanted to swatch in the palette, just kind of all in this kind of area. Everything else is very neutral. You can just do your everyday looks, all like, you know, just reach for this, and like this whole top 2 rows is just very much neutral. So shades that we've already seen. Maybe we will swatch just the red, which is called Nicole. Okay, so that's a really pretty red. It does have some kick up going on, so you're gonna be careful of fallout on that red, but that is a very like red. Okay, so I'm pretty impressed by the swatches, not bad. But again, like, this is Morphe's formula. I love Morphe. So like, she might have, you know, picked these out and put these together, but all in all, it's the Morphe's formula. And unfortunately, the one shade that everyone was like, OMG, like, is just not it for me. Like, I'm just like, eh. So I'm gonna get these swatches cleaned up, and then we'll go ahead and talk about the brushes, the brush set. I have like just a couple little comments on that, and then we can get into the lips. But let me get myself situated real quick. Okay, so everything washed off really well. I did actually like go physically wash my hands. The one thing I have is like some weird staining from that bright green color, which like I expected to have some staining like from the red, and I didn't. So just, you know, an interesting little fun fact. But let's talk about the brushes. So 7-piece brush set, it's Morphe. Like, we like Morphe brushes. They have these pointed like ends on them, which you can't see because everything behind me is dark. But they just have the MX Nikita in green, and then they are N for Nikita. So like we have, let's see, they're in no order right now. So we have, they start at N1 and go all the way through N7. Yeah. And I used N5, 3, 6, and 2 for my look today. So all of these guys. The only ones I did not use were these 2, and then the spoolie brush, which like I use the Morphe like dual-ended brushes. Like, here's one of my Jeffree ones that I used for my brows, and like they're the same thing where they have your nice little angled brush on the other side and then a spoolie on this side. So they threw one of those in there. I do like these from Morphe. I just didn't use this particular one, but I'm assuming it's the exact same kind of quality. And these brushes worked fine. Like, they're Morphe brushes, so no super complaints. I tried to put my camera a little higher today, so I feel like I need to, I don't know, like it looks better, but I'm not used to it. So anyway, but yeah, the only thing I can say about these brushes is this is what they came in, a box, and they were all plastic wrapped and everything. I took them out and washed them before using them because I wanted to obviously use them to do the eye look. But this was a bummer for me, because what do we normally get anytime we get a Morphe brush set? What do like all Morphe brush sets come in? I have one right here. The Morphe 2 brushes, they came in a bag. The Jaclyn Hills in a bag. The Jeffrees in a bag. The Coca-Cola collection in a bag. The Pride collection in a bag. The holiday collection, which I didn't buy, but I know that it does, in a bag. all Morphe brush sets that you like ever get come in a bag. And Nikita was like, put it in a box. You could have had a super cute bag with this situation happening on it. You could have had like a really cool like duo shifting bag that was like green, purpley, whatever, with your name on it, and like it could have been really cute. And I'm just confused. It says these 7 transformational brushes will help you create your own fantasy and unleash the dragon. And it's firm packer brush, oval shading, crease blending, blending fluff, tapered blending, bullet crease, double-ended liner, and spoolie. Like, I don't know. It's nothing out of the whatever, but it's just Nikita packaging. But then it just comes in a box. So, And this was also the box that the palette came in, same sort of deal. And it has this little like illustration on the back, and it says, once upon a time there was a little trans girl with just a dream and a wig. Fast forward a couple of years later, and I have manifested the Morphe palette of my dreams. I was inspired by my fascination with the future, anime, and my travels to Tokyo, Japan, a city that's very special to me. So that's kind of like, this is very, very Tokyo Drift. That's like, I just like Fast and Furious, Tokyo Drift, like street racing. I don't know. That's what I get out of this. So anyway, yeah, and it just says metamorphosis, a change of form, the process of transformation, which like I'm all about. Like she's like very empowered and her like doing what she needs to do. That's great. It has nothing to do with her being trans. I just don't like her because I think she's very like, ooh, flashy, and I'm entitled. I don't know. But it says build your own beauty, create your own fantasy, unleash the dragon XO, and then it has her little signature. Like, honestly, this is a very beautiful palette, and I feel like the neutrals in here are great, and the fact that like you can do a lot with this, I think this is great. Like, this is great. I love Morphe palettes. The brush set could have came in a bag, but that's just me. And then I've never tried any Dragun Beauty products, so here we are. Let's get into this business. So first of all, I'm sure y'all probably saw the drama that ensued because of her packaging, which this is like a hard thing to hold up. But here's the 3 little mini lipsticks, and I actually have right here. So this little indie brand, Opalescent Beauty, they're very cute. So this is their packaging, and they were like, hello, but I'm like, it's, you know, a stone packaging. It just kind of is what it is unless you trademark something. So this says Dragun Beauty, and then on the back it has, I don't know what like language this is, but I'm assuming that it says Dragun Beauty just in that language. And this packaging, I'll be totally honest with you, is very, very beautiful to me. Like, this packaging is beautiful. It doesn't mean the product is great, but like I love that it's like kind of clear in the top and then frosted. The only thing is they can't really, I guess you could stand them up on that edge, but they just don't seem like they'd be very like stable. But then it has like the little information on this little sticker on this little slant. I don't know. This packaging to me is very clean and very cute. And in this little set here, does it say, it says apply evenly to clean lips using the diamond shaped precision applicator. So let's go ahead and open one of these up. So we've got this cute little doe foot here. It does have a nice little point on the end of it, so that's nice. And we have this beautiful shade. Does it have a name? This, let me see. Yeah, okay, so this is Bad Bitch, and it's like a nude shade. Let's go ahead and do some, you know, some hand swatches here, because why not? I don't know which one of these particular shades will go with this look, honestly. And then this is Nikita. So it's just more of like a, so we have Bad Bitch and then we have Nikita. They smell kind of like cakey to me, like cake. And then we have this deep red, which the shades are on a clear thing. Bad Blood. And this is like a super deep blood red, very much so. So there's the swatches. Wondering if they're supposed to dry down all the way. Blah, blah, blah. I'm trying to see what else. What other information we have on here? Not much. It just has all the ingredients for each shade in her little packaging. And I'll put up the price for what this little mini set cost. But we're going to find something out. I don't know. Since I did a purple eye look, maybe we'll go with the shade Nikita, the more like pinky shade with this. But they don't seem to be like... They were kind of thick coming out, and I'm not sure on like the whole drying down thing, but we're gonna try it on the lips and see what happens after I figure out my life and get these swatches off my hand before I get lipstick everywhere. Uno momento, por favor. When you feel like something is getting everywhere, that's how I felt just now. Got fallout on my mirror. Okay, so yeah, let's go ahead and take the shade Nikita. I didn't shake these up before I swatched them. They don't say from what I can see, but we're just gonna give her a nice shakeroo here, and then I'm going to apply. My lips, I had a little bit of lip oil on earlier. Let's just... So they're nice and clean. Okay, and let's go. Okay, pretty color. So far, this is like a My Lips but better color for me, I feel like. This Nikita color. I will say right off the bat, it seems like it's starting to like suck the moisture out to where it's like settling into like all my lip lines, and it looks very old lady, so I'm not loving that. But I mean, the color's not bad. It's very pigmented. This was one little dip, like not bad, but I'm trying to see if she dries down, see what happens with this, and see if we have any transfer, see what the deal is on that. I'm giving it a minute. It feels like it's drying. I don't love how like it's making my lips look as far as all those lines, like not sure how much I love the dry down, but it is drying down. Still a little wet. Oh, by the way, lashes today. I tried out some new lashes from a Amazon shop called LANCILEY, and they have this magnetic lashes kit, and it comes with a liner pen and a like liquid liner, and then instead of having little individual magnets on the lashes, the whole strip is magnetic, so when they like are pressed down, like they are so weightless, and like I can't even tell they're there, and it's kind of crazy. So I'll leave a link for those in the description because I think they're really pretty, and they like, I do not even feel them, and they just went on, and the little applicator is so precise and not bad. Okay, now that I just had a little moment to talk and give this a second, it's not ugly. I'm not gonna sit here and lie. My first Dragun beauty product, just because I don't like her, I'm not gonna bash things if they're good. So not bad. Let's see. So here's my hand. It felt like it was dried, but it transferred for sure. Okay, so final thoughts. Color of the lip is really pretty, but we've been sitting here for like the last 5 minutes, and it's like definitely transferring, and doesn't really have like a full dry down, or it takes forever, but the color's pretty, and it was very pigmented and covered everything really nicely, but it just doesn't seem like it's gonna dry down and not transfer. So that's interesting to me. Palette, liked it, enjoyed it very much. All the swatches were very, very pretty that I did, and it's good purples. So there's that. And then brushes, good brushes. Morphe has good brushes. We all know this, but I would have been happier with the bag. So that's all I'm saying. But I'm done blabbing y'all's ear off. So this was just my little first time ever trying anything from Nikita's brand. First time ever trying anything with her name attached to it. So just something a little different. Let's try it one more time. Yeah, transfers. Like, it's not ugly, but it's definitely not like a matte liquid lip that like dries down and doesn't move. So there's that. I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know. Meh. Beautiful packaging. But yeah, so if you guys want to see the eye look being created, go ahead and keep on watching. I will insert it for you guys right now. Okay, we're gonna get into this eye look with the brushes as well. I'm using strictly these brushes for this look. And the first shade I'm going into is the shade ABG. This blended out really nicely and was very pigmented. And for the next shade, I went into Mama Dragun and deepened up the outer corner into the crease and into the lower lash. I used the shade Sakura to blend out all of the edges. It was the perfect blending shade for the purples. And then with the shade Nikita, I'm just covering the remainder of the lid, and I also carry it into the inner portion of the lower lash. And then taking the shade Metamorphosis and the shade Katana, I'm putting those on the lid. And they didn't turn out to be as bright as I wanted them. So over top of Metamorphosis, I took the shade Estrogen just to brighten it up a little bit. And then used the shade Nick for the inner corner highlight and brow bone highlight. And there is the completed look with brows and lashes. Very pretty purple look. Was actually kind of feeling it, not too shabby. I was not in love with that Metamorphosis color, but not too bad. Loving the eye look. I love you guys so much, and I will see you guys on the next one. Bye, guys.